the crowd, it's almost 100% full now. There's a few blue seats around, but just looking, I know, Connor, you were saying that some of the supporters are wearing blue today because it's the away strip. I do get the feeling, though, that they're wearing them at home to make some sort of point, don't you?
No, I think there's absolutely something in that. It's still a relatively new phenomenon. It was only last season that they switched to the red jerseys, of course, to with the owners from the Far East in mind, and they believe it to be the lucky colour, the determined colour.
Pretty sure they're very respectful of us. I don't doubt that. They'll do their job and their homework properly on us, I'm pretty sure, as well as we will do on them.
We know that Cardiff is new in the Premier League this year, but I think if they have a very good team, it will be a very difficult team.
It was the summer of 2007 that the first shovel went into the ground on this site towards building Cardiff City Stadium, and this is what it was all for, to bring Premier League football to the city, away from the old Ninian Park where Cardiff City had been at home for so many decades. 4 years ago the stadium was officially opened. It's taken a little while to get here. They've changed the colour of the shirts along the way, but Cardiff City have got here, and they've come in huge numbers today, very close, if not just a fraction below the 27,000 capacity, as the Cardiff City players go into a huddle away to our left. So they get the home campaign underway, Cardiff, the red jerseys, red socks, the dark shorts, playing from left to right as we look down against Manchester City in their traditional sky blue jerseys, white shorts and white socks, and possession in the middle of midfield with Aaron Gunnarsson, and he spotted a good pass to Matthew Connolly here on the near touchline, and forward to Fraser Campbell. His first touch releases Bellamy against his old club. Bellamy to the byline, sends it across, controlled in the penalty area by Whittingham, back to Campbell, goes down under a challenge, huge shout for a penalty, but play on, says the referee, and Manchester City are grateful to scurry the ball away. Marshall in goal for Cardiff, back four of Connolly, Colker the new signing from Spurs, Turner and Taylor. In midfield, Gary Medell, Kim Bo-kyung and Aaron Gunnarsson, with Bellamy and Whittingham on the wings and Fraser Campbell up front. The Manchester City team hard to the goalkeeper, Zabaleta, Garcia in for company with Lescott and Clichy. Then in midfield, Fernandinho and Yaya Toure, with Navas and Silva on the flanks, and Aguero and Dzeko up front. In Manchester City with just a four-man wall, and Joe Hart is crouched slightly right of centre in his goal mouth. Whittingham goes for goal, Hart dives to the left, but it's off target, and a goal kick for Manchester City, worth a go. 51 years since Cardiff were in the top flight, and plenty of stars in this Manchester City team today, just as there were in the opposition when Cardiff last played a home league game in the top division. West Ham were the visitors, Bobby Moore was in the team, Jeff Hurst as well, but Cardiff sprung a surprise. They won 3-0 that day. It was their last home match before they were then relegated. Did Aguero handle it there? I think he did, but play on, says the referee. Whittingham goes for goal. It bounced once in front of Joe Hart, but it was straight at the goalkeeper, and England's number one saves it to his chest. Clichy, adventurous cross, all of 40 yards from the left-hand side, and it's controlled by Navas on the right-hand side, and he tries to get himself into a crossing position, but cleverly then looks up and picks out Aguero, and the header comes down from Dzeko, but it didn't have the power on it, and it was saved by David Marshall. Navas to Zabaleta, combining on the right wing. Once again, all the bodies for Cardiff are back behind the ball. Fernandinho to Yaya Toure, another patient build-up from Manchester City. David Silva's popped up on the right wing this time, plays a 1-2 with his fellow Spaniard Navas. Now there's another Spanish international, Negredo, on the bench. This is Silva to Navas again. He's got to within 8 yards of the byline. Back to Silva, nobody's picking him up. Chance of a shot, well saved by Marshall, but that's what they've got to be careful of, allowing room for David Silva on the edge of the penalty area. Navas on the right hand side, he's level with the corner angle of the penalty area. Oh, he keeps the ball so close to his feet as he runs along, and he steps this way and that way and produces a cross. Dzeko pulls it back, then the trigger was pulled by Yaya Toure, but the shot immediately blocked down, and Cardiff were able to clear it away. I've just seen a replay on our monitors. When the players stopped there, when Campbell was getting treatment and they were having some drinks, Craig Bellamy was drinking out of a water bottle. The referee came over and asked could he have a drink, and Bellamy squirted the water on his head, which to be fair was received well by the referee in the circumstances. Here's a chance, Campbell onto a ball over the top, this could be it for Cardiff. Oh, he's put it wide under pressure. pressure from Lescott, and Hart rushing out to narrow the angle. Campbell was off balance. He swung his foot at the ball and he's put it wide. Best chance of the game though. Gunnison sent it over the top, and Campbell had to control a very difficult ball, and he just couldn't get the shot on target. Ball played by Marshall, the goalkeeper. Campbell could be in again here. Hart comes out. Brilliant save by Joe Hart. He really bravely pounced on that one. But Fraser Campbell has been afforded 2 chances now in 2 minutes at the end of this first half, and having absorbed so much pressure, it's Cardiff City who have come closest to grabbing the opener. Bellamy's in possession. Rolls the ball back to Matthew Connolly. Long ball forward looking for Campbell. Doesn't find him, but it does pick out Gunnison. And now Kim is into the box. If he's got a right foot in him, there could be a shot, but it's blocked down by Javi Garcia. And that goes out for a corner to Cardiff on the right-hand side. Well, I'll tell you what, the last 3 or 4 minutes have been all the home team.
Well, it's better, and the pleasing thing about that was Gunnison was right up close to Campbell, a lot closer to Campbell. So if bits came off him, he was picking it up, and Cardiff were breaking forward, which they need to do.
And there is the whistle to bring this first half to a close. Well, there's been so many positives to take for the Cardiff City fans, and almost to a man and a lady, they get to their feet and applaud the Cardiff City players off the pitch. They've created chances, most notably for Fraser Campbell, but at half-time it's still scoreless. Tony Pulis.
I've enjoyed the game. You know, it's taken the pattern that we thought it would. You know, Man City have had the majority of the play. Cardiff have dropped off. They've not allowed them to get in behind. Got bodies round the ball. And Cardiff City have looked dangerous on the break, especially the last 10 minutes.
Just had a half-time marriage proposal on the pitch. Liam Hobbs, as he's known, asked Laura Coslet, and she said yes.
Bakil Aguero to Dzeko! To the top right-hand corner. A rifle shot from Edin Dzeko. His first goal of the season, and that was quite superb. Cardiff City 0, Manchester City 1. The back heel from Aguero, and he just didn't think about it, Dzeko. He slammed it to the top corner.
Top class goal. A great flick by Aguero. The 2 centre forwards linking together, and it's a fantastic strike. Marshall has got no chance whatsoever.
The goal has come 7 minutes into the second half, and that is the first goal that Manchester City have ever scored on Welsh soil in a Premier League game. And we now know that it is Jesus Navas who is coming off in place of Samir Nasri. Whittingham level with the corner angle penalty area now. Gets it back once more. Not much room to operate in. Shuffles a low pass to Kim. Now he drops a shoulder, makes a surge into the penalty area. Good run from Kim, sends it a low cross. Campbell's shot, save. Goodison will follow it in, and it's the equaliser for Cardiff City. It's their first goal back in the Premier League, and it is greeted with rapture here in Cardiff. The fans with delirium on their feet, and you have to say, over the course of the game, this is what Cardiff City have deserved. Aaron Gunnison, the Icelandic midfielder, produces the equaliser, and it's Cardiff City 1, Manchester City 1.
Joe Hart made a great save first from Campbell. It's a great run from Young, and it's a great cross, and Campbell comes in. Joe Hart makes a great save, but Gunnison follows up. It's a great finish, and it's a massive fill-up for the team now. You know, you can just look at them now. You know, they've stepped up again. Cardiff will work as hard as anybody now to hang on to this, and even if they can, push on and win it.
And it will be Edin Dzeko who makes way for Alvaro Negredo to come on. Manchester City come forward on the left-hand side with Gael Clichy. Left-footed cross into the penalty area. I think the goalkeeper had that, but Ben Turner wasn't sure, so his header is going to fall for Aguero. Shot is deflected, and that'll be a corner on the right-hand side for Manchester City. So a corner for Manchester City. David Silva, left-footed, in swinging towards Negredo. It's headed away by Cardiff, picked up by Zabaleta on the edge of the box, gives it back out to David Silva. Really good cross. Turner is up though, and there was a push in there from a Manchester City forward. Hernandinho on the attack, right hand side for Manchester City. Not a bad cross at all. Negredo was close to it, spun over his head, And it's picked up by Yaya Toure, central position in midfield. Now David Silva, little disguised ball to Aguero, across the edge of the 6-yard box, is cleared away by Ben Turner, and it's all hands on deck for Cardiff City now as they defend deep inside their penalty area. Yaya Toure in a central location, he's got Kim in front of him, goes for goal, spinning it towards the top corner, but too high, and that's gone out for a goal kick. City have it with Nasri on the left hand side. Back into Negredo, tries to flick it onto Aguero, great ball, Aguero's in the penalty area now, skips away for a challenge, Nasri tries to shoot, good block from Stephen Colker, and Cardiff City survive once again. Aguero, since Negredo has come on, Aguero's taken up this position slightly to the left hand side, and he's finding good positions. This is David Silva now in the box, teasing and shooting just too high and over the crossbar. He was patient there, Silva. He waited for the right moment, but his shot was a foot too high. And once again, just as he shot that, he had 5 red jerseys between him and the goal, and that just shows how hard Cardiff are working. Fernandinho is the man who has gone off to allow James Milner to come on for Manchester City. Here come Cardiff looking to make it even worse for Manchester City. Bellamy away down the right hand side, his cross takes a deflection, it's a corner to Cardiff on the right hand side. There are 12 minutes of normal time to go. Malky Mackay's having a word in the ear of the 4th official. Pellegrini now a little more nervous looking, little less laid back looking, standing in the technical area, in swinging corner, which is bundled into the net, and they've got the lead. Fraser Campbell runs away in celebration. He's been a thorn in the side of Manchester City all afternoon. But what about this for a scoreline? Do not adjust your radio sets. It's Cardiff 2, Manchester City 1.
What a fantastic corner and a great finish from the person who deserves it most on the Cardiff side. Campbell has been absolutely terrific today. A fantastic performance, and he's finished it off with a great header that could win the game for Cardiff.
Well, when he was at Sunderland, Fraser Campbell only managed 1 goal in 15 games. Here, in his first home game in the Premier League for Cardiff City, he has headed in a corner, and there was no keeping that out. The force on the header. He is not the tallest man in that penalty area, but he wanted that ball more than anyone else. Cardiff City fans around the stadium are now doing the Poznan to taunt the Manchester City fans. Clichy's cross left hand side, Silva somehow controls it. I have no idea how he did.
With his hand.
Some of the Cardiff fans saying that he used his hand, the Cardiff players as well. Marshall shows his experience, pulls back Colker, says no point complaining about that, that's done. Get in position to defend the corner. Wise old head on the goalkeeper. Plenty big men forward for City. Here's the delivery. Javi Garcia heads it down. Saved by David Marshall. And a huge cheer from the Cardiff fans to mark that. Now, I think Bellamy knows he's coming off, but he's pretending he doesn't know here, just to waste a little bit more time. And he's going to hand over the captain's armband, and he'll make his way off the field to a standing ovation. How Craig Bellamy would love to beat Manchester City, his old club, because he left in quite controversial circumstances. He'd love to take the 3 points off them today, and he's certainly played his part.
He's made a smashing contribution, and he's getting a rapturous applause from the crowd. Even the Man City supporters are clapping him. Yeah. So, great shift for him.
Many Manchester City fans were unhappy to see Craig Bellamy leaving the Etihad when he did. On comes Cowie. Manchester City have a corner here on the right hand side. Milner is preparing to take it. Not surprisingly, they've sent the cavalry up, and also not surprisingly, Cardiff have everyone back. Milner's cross in deep. Javi Garcia wins it straight at the goalkeeper though, and Marshall makes the save. Cardiff City owner Vincent Tan is wearing a red Cardiff jersey. He's got it tucked into his trousers. He's got a higher waistline than Simon Cowell would ever dare, but he's got his hands clasped in prayer as well. And they've managed now to win a corner. The throw-in was by the corner flag. They've managed to make sure it went off Zabaleta and out for a corner kick, which Whittingham will take as long as he possibly can over. Manchester City bring everyone apart from Aguero into the box to defend it. Here's a cross into the centre. He's done it again! Fraser Campbell has won this game for Cardiff City with his second headed goal of the match. It's incredible. He's half the size of some of these Manchester City City are set to win their first home league game back in the Premier League. It's Cardiff 3, Manchester City 1.
It's a fantastic header. Again, a great corner in. He's pulled round the back, I think, of Zabaleta, and it's an absolute dream of a header. Fantastic header. Now, really and truthfully, that should be game over. They deserve it, Cardiff. They've worked amazingly well together. Amazingly. As a group and as a team.
And the Poznan breaks out around Cardiff City Stadium again. Well, Manchester City fans can't believe this. They will not believe that this has happened. But from a neutral point of view, you've got to say this is what people love about football. You never know what is going to happen. On paper, these two teams are universes apart. Jordan Much has come on as a late sub for Cardiff just to buy a little bit more time. He's come on for the Korean Kim, who had a fine game, you have to say, controlling things in the midfield. There's 6 minutes to be added on for stoppage time. Some Manchester City fans who are making their way towards the exits have turned around and gone back to their seats. It's not over yet.
I don't know where he's found 6 minutes from.
Here comes Clichy for Manchester City down the left-hand side. Now Silva crosses it in. Negredo! That's what they've signed him for! Alvaro Negredo scores on his Premier League debut. A header to the top left corner. Manchester City are making this interesting in stoppage time. There are still 4 minutes to be added on, and surely they're not going to come back from this, are they? It's Cardiff City 3, Manchester City 2, and after just a moment of stunned silence, the Cardiff fans are back on their feet again and clapping. Fraser Campbell's going to have to go off as well. I think he's picked up a knock, so that's not great news either, as Mackay makes his third and final substitution to bring on Andreas Cornelius, the new Danish striker, and he's a big boy as well, and he comes on standing 6 foot 4 inches in his socks and with the blonde hair as well. Aguero's in, he's offside. The ball's going to be put in the back of the net by Negredo, but it was offside. Aguero controlled it, goalkeeper came out, he slipped the pass to Negredo, who put it in the net, but the linesman's flag was raised. Now this is Aguero in the penalty area, shoots, left footed, hits the side netting, it's gone wide. Manchester City not giving up the ghost here and throwing everything at what they hope can be a late equaliser.
Have I got a different watch than the referee's wearing?
We've now played over 6 minutes of stoppage time. Aguero runs into the penalty area, crosses it for Zabaleta, and Negredo puts it over the crossbar from 2 yards out. Surely that was the last chance. He's not blown the final whistle. Lee Probert looks at his watch. He's pointing at it. He's having a laugh with Pete Whittingham, but surely once this goal kick is taken, the real celebration can start. The Cardiff fans with arms outstretched, bellowing a deep note from their voices as they shake their fingers and await the shrill whistle from Lee Probert that confirms victory for Cardiff City. Back in the Premier League, they have beaten one of the title contenders. They've beaten one of the title favourites. It's a remarkable turnaround from 1-0 down in the second half to go and win it 3-2. Mackay keeps a stern expression on his face, but he will be doing cartwheels, I'm sure, on the inside. Sum it up for us, Tony Pulis.
Well, it's a fantastic result, and it's a result that you need. When you first come into the Premiership, you need to put points on the board early, otherwise the pressure mounts. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful day for Cardiff, for the city and for the football club, without a question of a doubt. And it gives them a great, great start to the season.
So just a reminder of the sequence. Gunnarsson equalised from Dzeko's opener to make it 1-1. That was around the hour mark. Then enter Fraser Campbell, who scored not one but two headers from corners to put Cardiff 2-1 in front, the 3-1 in front at that stage. They were made to sweat when Negredo headed in after coming on as a substitute. But Cardiff City have beaten Manchester City 3-2. There's going to be a hell of a party in this town tonight, and I think we can safely say that the 2013-2014 season has really got underway now.